G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I'm reviewing 4 high-low tactical weapon utility flashlights. We have the Weltool T17. Oh yeah. We have the Malkoff MD2 high output throw M61. We have the Elzetta Bravo. And we have the Surefire G2X LE, otherwise known as law enforcement. Let's check them out. All right, here we go. So before I start, I'll just show you all the batteries that they're using at the moment. So obviously the Surefire is using the only batteries it can, which is the Surefire branded. Well, I think you can use other 123As, but I use Surefire branded 3-volt high drain 123As. So in they go. Tighten that up. There we go. Got a little bit of a spin with the switchback, but not much. Now, the Elzetta can use Surefire 123s. It can use other branded 123s as well, 123As, or it can use a 16650 3.7 volt. I've got a 2500 milliamp hour, so fully potted, just letting you know. So that is what I'm going to be doing this review with, but it can take CR123s. Weltool is going to be using its Weltool battery that it comes with, and that is a 3800 milliamp hour 3.6 volt lithium ion 18650. Now, very little spin, nice and firm grip with the switchback with the Weltool, bit of spin as well with the Elzetta, but I'll show you how to stop that. You can just use a O-ring, so I'll get to that. And then the Malkoff is using, it can use CR123s, but I'm just using a Weltool 3000 milliamp 3.6 volt button top lithium ion 18650. Also, no spin whatsoever with the deep carry clip on the Malkoff, so good to see. Alrighty, so I've been very, very excited to do this. I was waiting to get the Weltool to do this high-low comparison, and then I was only going to include these 3, and luckily I stumbled across the Elzetta Bravo with the high-low tail cap from lionknives.com.au, so I picked it up there. I will link all of the websites where I got these lights from. But first and foremost, let's do some weights and measurements as they are. With the batteries, with the clips, let's do all that. So we'll start with weight. So the Elzetta Bravo comes in at 190.17 grams. The Surefire comes in at 145.59 grams. The Weltool comes in at 189.97 grams. And the Malkoff comes in at 199.90 grams. So that is the order from heaviest to lightest, with these 2 basically being 1 gram off. So these 3 are all, upwards of 190 grams or around 190 grams and upwards. Malkoff being 199, I think it was. And Surefire is 145. So Surefire is the lightest, which is nice, man. It's a good weight, the Surefire, 145 or 44 grams. All right, so face width of the Malkoff is 25.83 mil. Body width is 19.36 mil. Tail cap width, 20.10 mil. And overall length is 126.24 mil. All right, Elzetta, 130.59 overall length. Probably the largest face width here at 27.12 mil. Body width, 15 mil exactly. That's nice. And then tail width, 13.74 mil. All right, 121.23 overall for the Weltool, 21.03 is the face, 13.84 is the body, 15.84 is the tail cap. Last but not least, we've got 21.67 mil is the face of the Surefire, 13.46 is the body, 14.09 is the tail, and the overall length is 124.58 mil. All right, now let's have a look at them. So get them right up here. Okay, so we can see here the Elzetta does come out to be the tallest. We've got 2 shrouded tail caps and 2 unshrouded tail caps. Let's check out the faces. There we have the faces there. So we have a Cree XPL high in the Malkoff to the left. I don't know what's in the Elzetta. We have an SFT40 5000K in the Weltool, and I don't know what's in the Surefire. But as you can see here, there is one light that has a textured reflector, and that is the Surefire. So that's the textured orange peel reflector. Then the Weltool has a smooth reflector. And both the Malkoff and the Elzetta are using total internal systems, with the Elzetta having a much larger head, meaning that you are going to get a much larger hotspot, which I can certainly attest to. Now, in the hand, I gotta say, the Surefire is very comfortable, and I love the Surefire clicky. So the rubber clicky on the Surefire is so easily activated. It's a real pleasure to momentary or to constant on. Very, very easy. That is because it has an unshrouded tail cap, as you can see there. Very simple design, only opens by the tail cap. The head does not come off, same as the Weltool. And the body is made of that wonderful polymer material, which is extremely rugged and durable, but also really like corrosion resistant and things like that. So it's a very well-made light, very, very well-made light. Got a bit of a crenulated bezel there. Don't know if that's meant to be for striking or if it's just to stick it down and then undo it if you want to undo it, because that's how you would get into the head. But all in all, it is the lightest, and it certainly would be the most comfortable tail clicky to operate, I would say. And doesn't look half bad too, the old Surefire G2X. Old faithful. Now, the Weltool feels like a step up in construction. As soon as you pick it up, it's a step up. Now, the Weltool is just as comfortable as the Surefire, but the clicky is, I'm not going to say hard to get, because it's definitely not hard to get, but because of the shrouded tail cap, hitting the clicky with the pad of your thumb is difficult. You do need to, I guess, just angle your thumb down a bit to then get the clicky. But it is a pleasure clicky to utilize. And of course, it can tail stand, whether it's with a theorem or not. Now, the body is very, very typical Weltool, just rock hard. And this has a fully potted head, which means that you can undo the tail cap and throw it in the water, and it'll be fine. And I am going to do a torture test on with this light in the next few weeks. But in terms of in the hand, really comfortable. Like I said, I actually prefer shrouded tail caps. I think that I prefer them for pocketing, but you do give up a slight amount of comfort. Okay, so it is, you know, one or the other. Do you want comfort or do you want a shrouded tail cap? For me, it's a lot easier to click that tail clicky on the Surefire, but this is designed not to be as easy, which is why you're not going to accidentally turn it on. So shrouded tail cap I like, and of course it doubles as the old tail stand. But in terms of the design, you don't really feel the weight too much because, you know, you're grasping the light. So it's a very nice design, and I'll go over the beam profiles and stuff. But in terms of in the hand, Weltool's really, really comfortable. Next, with the Elzetta, look, all of these lights are comfortable. I've got nothing bad to say about them. The Elzetta honestly feels like a step up in construction again. So now let me be clear, none of these lights are weak lights. All of these lights can stand up to almost any sort of torture test. They are the strongest in their categories. But when I pick up the Elzetta, this feels like you could bang a nail in with it. And then I actually looked on the Elzetta website, and according to Elzetta, they do bang nails in with these lights, and they've got a video of it. So this light feels strong. It feels so strong. Potted head as well. So, you know, electronics are looked after. One thing I love about the Elzetta is you can actually unscrew the bezel and pull out the total internal and put in another lens. So you could put in like a flood lens that they sell as well instead of a total internal, or you could put in a reflector lens. So that's really great to have all that kind of diversity in one light. But when you hold it, man, you just think, holy moly, this thing is strong. You know, you just feel it and you think, wow, this is strong. And this is coming from someone who absolutely adores Weltool. And you pick up Weltool and you think, mate, this is bulletproof, you know, and I'm going to run over this with my car. But I don't know what it is. The materials in Elzetta, they feel stronger. They just feel stronger. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I'm going from feeling the hand, God, they feel strong. And now one thing that's really cool about the Elzetta, listen to this. You can't really hear anything. So they put a silent tail cap, which is cool. It's obviously designed for, you know, when you are actually mounting this on a weapon and you want to keep quiet. Also, what you'll see in the night shots is that this has a really phenomenal total internal beam profile, a very, very large hotspot, and great peripheral light. And then, of course, you know, we've got the Theorem deep carry. It will take a switchback as well, but I don't have any more switchbacks, so I'm just showing this one with the deep carry. But it can come with this, what they call speed clip, I think. So you just kind of take the tail cap off, put that on, and you're good to go. One thing I like about the Elzetta and the Malkoff is that you can unscrew the heads to then put in the battery, whereas you can't do that with the Surefire or the Weltool. Now, with the Weltool, it's not a big deal because it's actually really easy to unscrew the tail cap, leaving the Theorem on. With the Surefire, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Once you screw this on, it is so hard. Oh, I got it. It is so hard to unscrew. Sometimes you got to get a really good grip. And sometimes I actually have to use like a rubber glove to gain the grip on the tail cap so then I can open it when I've got the switchback on it. So it's a nightmare. But let's not get off topic here. Elzetta, fantastic in the hand feel. Does have the biggest head, and because it's potted, it is heavy. So that's something to just note, that it's got quite a large head. You know, I mean, look at it there. It does have quite a large head, but that's what gives you the fantastic hotspot though. So, you know, you do need to kind of give and take here. Now, Malkoff, a fast-growing, one of my favorite brands of light. Again, all of these lights are just no-nonsense lights. They are all business. Malkoff is no exception. Shrouded tail cap as well, but very easy to click the clicky because we're using a clicky switch, which means that it's just very easy to momentary. Look at that, very easy to momentary. So again, I prefer shrouded tail caps, really nice. No spin on the Theorem, which is good. Body feels absolutely indestructible as well. Similar to the Weltool in terms of indestructibility, I'd say very different. Weltool's more rough and coarse in the body. Malkoff's a bit smoother, but they both feel like they're made from very high grade, you know, aluminium metal type of stuff. And as I said, fully potted, and you can unscrew the head as well, which is how I install the batteries. But in the hand, Malkoff feels great. It feels great. And, you know, all of these can be swapped out with a switchback or a deep carry. So, you know, it's each to their own. But this does feel just fantastic in the hand. And I just love this light. I love the beam profile of this light as well, because you kind of get the best of both worlds. You got a very soft hotspot, but a lot of peripheral light. Really cool white as well, depending on your preference, if you like that or not. But great light. All right, so in terms of what these things can do, so let's go over. So the reason I did this is because all of these offer a high and a low, okay? So you do need to sometimes pick your choices. So with Elzetta and with Malkoff, you can get both of these lights with just single output. but I opted to get the high-low. And I'll just use these two as the example right now. So with the Elzetta, when the tail cap is tightened, it'll only come on in the highest output. That's 850 lumens. You get it for probably 100 minutes or so. And then what happens is, so I can signal with this, I can strobe it, I can do whatever. But if I want a lower output, what I do is I unscrew the tail cap just slightly. Now watch this. Bang, look at that. Now that is much, much lower. So I think they said that's roughly about 25 lumens. It actually looks a bit less, but that's what they said. So this is the best of both worlds, because now I can also signal with this low one. I can, every time I click the tail clicky, it's just going to come on in the lowest output. So you can really choose, you know what's going to come out of this light. Tail cap tight, you're going to get full blast. Tail cap slightly loosed, you're going to get very, very low output. So that's a great UI. I think it's a really, really, really good UI. I would use that a lot with my lights, knowing exactly what it's going to come out in. And I love high-low lights. They're my favorite type of light. Absolutely favorite. Why? Because I want a high output and I want a low output in the same light. So offering that with a slight turn of the tail cap so you know what it's going to come on each time is phenomenal. So that's what the Elzetta offers. Malkoff offers the exact same, but you turn the head, not the tail cap. So with the head there, that's 750 lumens or thereabouts, 20,000 lux at 1 meter. Probably going to get that for about 1.5 hours as well. But if I turn the head slightly, now that's going to come on and it says that's 5 lumens. So that, again, is a phenomenal system because I know exactly what is going to come on in. Now I can signal with that or whatever, tighten the head and signal with that or whatever. So, you take one of these lights out to the cinemas, let's say, and you've got your head and your tail cap tight, so you know it's going to come on full blast. All right. Now, let's say you drop something, down beside one of the couches that you're sitting on or the seats, and you don't want to friggin' blind yourself and everyone else. You just turn the head slightly or the tail cap, and then you've got a really, really low usable output. Same thing as if you're out camping or you're out bushwalking or whatever, and you've got this and you're looking around, looking up trees. It's lighting the way for you. And then all of a sudden you want to pull out a map and have a look at it, and you don't want the light bouncing off the map and friggin' blinding you. Turn the tail cap a little bit and then you use it. So the benefit of the Elzetta and the Malkoff with their UI is that you can dictate what output it's going to come on at every time. So that is, in my opinion, a really cool, very clever style of UI. Now, if we bring in the Weltool and the Surefire. So the Surefire comes on at the highest output every time you click it, right? That's going to be 600 lumens. You're going to get it for about an hour and a half, 8,700 candela. But if I want low, I've got to go through high. So if I want low, I've got to go high, off, on, low. Or what I can do is momentary to low, get to low. But you have to go through high. So that is now 15 lumens. You're going to get that for 52 hours though, so a lot longer, and that's with the Surefire batteries. But still, you need to be aware that you're going to have to go through high, So if you are in the cinema or you are out walking and you want your low output, you're going to have to, just aim it somewhere else, get it to low first, and then you're going to have to, and then you can use your low output. It's not hard. It's just a different UI system. Same with the Weltool. And now this one is the most unique UI, I would say, because I can signal with this. I can do whatever I want and it's no problem. But if I signal 4 times quickly with the tail clicky and not click it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how I get to my low. So that low there is 6 lumens. Absolutely beautiful. You're gonna get this for 75 hours though, so that is fantastic. Run times on the Weltool are the best because the high output being 600 lumens you're going to get for 3.5 hours. Whereas you're going to get the high output on the Surefire for 1.5 hours. You're going to get the high output for the Malkoff and Elzetta for 1.5 hours. Weltool, 3.5 hours. So Weltool absolutely smashes it with runtime. And that's why I really love this light. I mean, not just because it's a Weltool, because I absolutely love Weltool, but the runtime that you get, you do not have to worry about losing your light for over 3 hours. Now, all that means is you need to bring one of your Weltool 18650 batteries and then maybe a pair or 2 pairs of CR123s, and you're good to go for ages. Whereas with these guys, you're going to need to bring several more lights because after an hour and a half, you're gone. So that's just something to think about as well. But the UI to get to low is difficult because, well, it's not difficult, but it's different, especially if we're talking cinemas. If I'm in the cinema and I want to check something, I need to basically strobe 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to that. And, you know, people are going to be looking around like, what the heck is this guy doing? Now, I get it. This is not designed for a cinema light. This is designed for a friggin' duty light. I'm not mistaken about that in the slightest, but I'm just bringing scenarios to your attention about how you might use this light. Same thing with bushwalking. You know, if you want to read a map, you're just going to point it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, then point it to the map. So it's not like, oh, it's so difficult. It's just a different set of UI, and that's all it is. So here we've got high, low, simple, plain and simple. Here we've got high every time you click it, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got low. Here we've got high every single time, but then undo the tail cap, we've got low. And here we've got high every single time, undo the head, and we've got low. And you only need to just undo it. You don't need to turn it much. I actually prefer undoing the head than the tail cap because I don't have to muck with the theorem or anything like that. So great thing about this, as I said before, once you've set up your theorem system however you want it, boom, you're good to go, and that's it. So that's what I love about this light. All right, so let's just go through a little bit more of how they look with the theorems. Actually, I'm going to swap them around so we can see what they look like in the opposite. So I'll swap the Malkoff and the Weltool. So unscrew the tail cap, pull the theorem down, keep unscrewing the tail cap, and it comes off. That's how you change your battery, right? With keeping the theorem on, so you don't have to muck around with getting it over the O-rings. But because I'm swapping it, I do need to muck around. 2 O-rings there, great water resistance. Just on that, actually, this thing's waterproof up to 5 meters and also has passed the 5 meter drop test. I am going to run over this with my car. I'm going to cover it with rubber though, so I don't scratch it all up because I want to keep it in okay working condition. But I'm also going to throw it in the water like this and then pull it back out and shake it out and put the battery in it. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff just to prove that this is actually the real deal. Now, with the Malkoff, unscrew the tail cap. And again, hold the theorem down just so you can get the tail cap off first. And then just jimmy it over the O-ring there. All right, change of plans. I'm going to put this one on it because that one's just going to bugger up the things. See how this doesn't have that connector ring, so it'll make it easier to slip over. There we go. Okay, definitely want to keep those O-rings intact. All right, so screwing this down. And again, oh, look at that. No, like Danny has done such a good measurement job with the theorems. There is no spin whatsoever. And look at that. That's not half bad. Now, what was I putting on? I was putting this on. That wasn't I. So, and I'm pretty sure this will have no spin as well, meaning that Malkoff has also done a phenomenal job with their measurements, their theorem measurements. Oh yeah, barely any spin. And look at that. Fantastic. Now, okay, swapping this. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I can't bloody undo this. So I came prepared. Rubber glove, and I just kind of wedge it in there and it will catch eventually, and there we go. So whoever gets a Surefire and wants to put a theorem on it, guys, have a rubber glove ready. Okay, so let's put this on. And I'll need a rubber glove to get this off again. Thank you very much. And now with the Elzetta, if you want to stop the spin of the theorem, just put an O-ring around the tail cap. I'm not going to bother because I'm going to be taking this back off anyway, but that's what you can do. Just put an O-ring around the tail cap and then jam it into the theorem and you won't get that spin. See, because it's spinning pretty freely. And that's it. So that's what they look like now with the opposite. So you've got the Surefire with the deep carry. Check it out. Then you've got the Malkoff with the switchback. Then you've got the Weltool with the deep carry, which is really nice. I like the Weltool with the deep carry. Actually, I might run it like this for a while. And then the Elzetta with the switchback. And now really, the Elzetta and the Surefire are the ones that are, I guess, designed for the switchback because you switch it back and then you push and you actually, that's actually designed to do that. Whereas the Weltool and the Malkoff are not because they have shrouded tail caps. So, you switch it back and you're pushing, oh, why is there nothing coming on? Because it's a shrouded tail cap, guys. So that's what they look like. Very, very cool lights, really tactical look. All of them really, really special in their UIs. High, low, which one do you like better? Let's go out and see how they all do at night. And then we'll come back for some final thoughts, prices, and where to buy them. See you in a sec. Alrighty, let's kick things off with the Surefire. So, Old Faithful, really, really nice beam. And I love the Surefire for the mixed beam because it is a beautiful mixed beam light. Really, really useful, very helpful. Up trees, great color tint as well. So it's not that, cool white color, which I don't mind, but I think I like this better, especially for, the closer jobs. And then if we go off and on, so obviously this is an off-on high-low system. As soon as you turn it on, it comes on in high, and then off on quickly, you'll get low. The rubber clicky is an absolute pleasure to use. It's just so bloody useful and just feels great to just click. But it's making what from here to that tree bush, I think I stepped out to about 25 meters, and then that fence line there is roughly 35 meters. It's roughly 10 meters. It's like 8.5, 9.5, 10. It's in between 8 and 10 meters depending on where you go. But from that bush there to the back of the fence line's about 10 meters. So from here to that fence line's about 40 meters. And it's getting it, it's doing well. All right, so another bit for that's just your low. There's my foot. All right, let's go the Elzetta. Bang. That's not bad. That's not bad. And the peripheral light is coming all the way to me. That's not bad at all. It's not freaking me out with its ability, but it's nice. It's nice. I love the total internal look. It's kind of like, reminds me of a large Malkoff E2XT. That's got like a really small spotlight. This has got a really large spotlight, obviously with a lot less candela. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's getting, 35 meters easy. Really, really good illumination on this though. Really nice illumination. You point it in the direction and it's lighting up everything. So that's nice. And I believe this can take a 16-650, whereas I don't think the Surefire can. So that is a bonus. Oh, look at that. What's in the tree? I see eyes. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there are eyes there for sure. Now this is a lot cooler white as well. And now, okay, so I've got to turn the tail cap. I'm going to need 2 hands. Hang on. And now that's the low there. Very useful low as well. So again, different system. You got to turn the tail cap and then turn it on to get low, or turn the tail cap whilst it's on to get low. So different system. And then I can momentary high, but it comes back to low, and then I click it off. So momentary, and then let go, and you've got low. Really, really cool system. All right, now the Weltool T17. Holy moly, look at that. So we've got a gorgeous spill line, massive hotspot. I see those eyes again. Beautiful color tint. Simply bloody beautiful. This is just a guess, but I reckon it's got less throw than the Elzetta, and probably the same, if not a little bit more than the Surefire. Now, and this is running the 18650, but also to Surefire or any CR123s it can run. Now, off, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the low. Check out the foot shot. There it is. So more of a distinct hotspot and spill light this is. But again, low is very useful, and this color tint is just bloody gorgeous. All right, last but do not say least, I've got here the Malkoff. Boom. Nice. So that is a different style of total internal to the Elzetta. Look at that. Heaps of peripheral light just spilling everywhere. Cool white. Awesome. And now I'm going to have to turn the head. I'll need 2 hands, but I'll turn the head to get low. So turn just slightly. Now we've got low. Give it the old foot shot. There it is. So low is obviously very useful as well. And then if I tighten, boom, back to proper brightness. All right. Well, take your pick, guys. What did you like best? I'll meet you back at the lab. See ya. All right, so what a difference in beam profiles. So starting with the Surefire, you've got beautiful mixed beam profile. You know, you do have hotspot and spill, but as you saw at a distance, that hotspot turns into just this milky, shadowy bit of light. Great color index as well. I love the tint on this. And, you know, very easy to switch from high-low. Very, very easy, very quickly. Probably the easiest. You know, you don't need another hand to turn anything. You don't need to click it 4 times. It's just like, boom, boom, you're in low. So great setup, great light, phenomenal, happy with it, bull yeah. I probably like this one the least, though. Reason being is that you can only use CR123s. So that's not like a downfall or anything, but you do need to bring some with you because, again, you only get an hour and a half of runtime on high, and then those 2 CR123s are gone and you got to buy new ones or use new ones from the box that you've probably bought. So great light, very useful, no dramas over here, but again, you just got to be aware that, you know, hour and a half runtime and then CR123s, you're going to be going through batteries. So that's a bit of a downfall for me. Apart from that though, great light, great switch, great output, runtime is okay. Runtime on low is fantastic though, 52 hours or something. Very well made, you know, basically indestructible light. Now, this is also the cheapest though. So this one's coming in 120 Australian dollars. I will link it at aquatero.com. .au maybe, and you can grab it from there. Otherwise, if you're in the States or abroad, then Surefires just basically grow on trees over there. So I'm sure you can just walk down the street and pick one. Okay, so Elzetta Bravo. This has got a very, very impressive beam profile, and it's very, very useful. I actually took this out the front last night to send some photos to a mate about what it can do, and I was actually quite impressed at the practicality of use of this light on high. It's not blinding. It has an enormous hotspot, really great peripheral light. You can definitely see that this thing's probably made to be put on a shotgun or something, because, you know, it's not crazy distance, but the light that it gives you, it just illuminates everything in a really special way, and you still get that tiny little hotspot if you want to kind of really pinpoint something. So this is growing on me more and more. I'm actually really liking it. And the construction, holy macaroni and cheese balls. This thing is very tough. I do not doubt that this thing can be used to bang nails in, totally. Now, it does come in though at $231 US. So, ouch, I get it, but that's not including shipping to Australia. But, you know, I do think it's worth every single penny, straight up. So that's that. Forgot to say, it's running the 16650, but also runs CR123s, so Surefire or other brand. But that is a really big plus for me, because I like to be able to use rechargeables so that I'm not going through boxes of lights, but I love a light that can use both. Love a light that can use both. Now, the Malkoff M61 MD2 high output throw. This is just a friggin' dream, basically. It's a fantastic light, rugged, tough as nails, really smooth construction, and yet tough as nails, potted, all that good stuff. Beam profile is phenomenal, is just phenomenal. Similar to the Surefire, except I kind of like this one a bit better. Yeah, just got that milky hot spot, a lot of light spread, really great light. Runtime, again, you know, with all these three is not up to Weltool standards, but, you know, it's still useful, and you still get rechargeables in this, as well as Surefires or any other branded like battery station or whatever, CR123s. So best of both worlds with this again. But yeah, run times are not amazing. However, you can just bring a rechargeable or a set of rechargeable 18650s, and you're going to be fine. And you don't have to, you know, keep breaking the bank with buying different batteries. Oh, the price of the M61 is 280 Australian dollars, and that does not include postage to Australia. So you're probably looking at about 350 for this all up, Australian dollars. But again, worth every penny. All of these lights are worth every cent. And then finally, we've got the Weltool. I love the beam profile of the Weltool. It is your typical hotspot and spill, but it's very, very nice hotspot and spill. And it's got such a nice large hotspot at a distance, and then just heaps of spill to cover your ground. Love this one in the 5000K, although it does come in 6500K or something like that. CR123s or your rechargeable, you get 3.5 hours runtime on high. That's pretty impressive. You do need to go through the 1, 2, 3, 4 to get it on low though. But again, this light was not designed to take to the friggin' cinemas. It was designed to be out in amongst it, you know, in amongst all of the goodness. So this thing is a utility light through and through. Well, they all are, actually. I shouldn't just say they all are utility lights, but this thing is not meant to, you know, there's no apologies for having that 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 system to get it on low. There's no apologies there, because like I said, it's not designed to take out to, you know, like a nice out dinner. It's designed to be friggin' on the front lines of really serious conflict. So this is a phenomenal light, made brilliantly, potted. Like I said, I'm going to do all these torture tests on it. Now, this one comes in at 130 USD. So then you will pay postage as well to Australia. But, you know, 130 USD, 230 USD. So if I had to choose, I'm definitely going the Weltool. Now, actually, talking of choosing, which one from first to fourth, what would I choose? So number one is the Weltool, 100%. Reasons being, shrouded tail cap, fully potted head, basically indestructible, 3.5 hour runtime, choice of 5000 or 6500K, great hotspot and spill beam profile with your smooth reflector in there. And you can use rechargeable 18650s or CR123s. Hands down, Weltool is the number one for me. Number two is the Malkoff, guaranteed. Reason being is that, again, love the shrouded tail cap. I'm very, very, very much loving the Malkoffs at the moment. Potted head, indestructible body. Again, takes Ethereum really, really well. No spinning or anything like that with this or the Weltool. And also rechargeable 18650 or CR123s. So again, for that reason, just love them. And the beam profile, as you saw in the night shots, I'm really, really happy with the beam profile of the Malkoff. It's a great mix between a hotspot and spill and total internal and mixed beam profile. They've done friggin' super well with this guy. So I'm very happy with it. And I love the UI. I love, like, you're holding it, boom, you know, full output, tiny turn, low output. So, I mean, come on, that's easy. Come on, that's easy. So love that. So that's number 2. Number 3 would be the Elzetta. It's just, I'm new to Elzetta. This is the first Elzetta I've ever held, but the build quality and construction is just friggin', I just want to throw it at a wall. It's that good. So, and the beam profile, I'm super impressed. I've never seen anything like it. This beam profile is off its head, man. It's just enormous hotspot and still heaps of peripheral light. Fantastic. Takes Ethereum, although you got a bit of spin. Don't love that. Love the silent tail cap though. That's really cool. That's like, let's sneak up on someone kind of thing. Just kidding. No, seriously. But I'm sure people do when they're like out in the field. And unshrouded tail cap's not too bad. I prefer a shrouded, but very easy to click. Look at that. You just, you know, in your sleep. But also turn the tail cap to get that low. That to me is, you know, is a little bit, I prefer turning the head than the tail cap, but not a deal breaker by any means. But the price as well, you know, 230 USD, as opposed to 280 AUD. And then 130 USD, you know, it's the most expensive. Finally, the Surefire. I'm not crapping on the Surefire. It's just 4th, you know. It's 4th because it is. I like all the other 3 better than the Surefire. However, the Surefire has definitely got its place. Fantastic light, most comfortable to use the tail clicky, and easiest to swap from high to low. So don't have a problem with the Surefire. I really do like Surefire lights, and the G2X are no exception. They're a fantastic line of light, but out of these 3, it's my 4th choice. But it's the cheapest as well, so this is probably going to be the most popular to buy just because it's so cheap. And takes this deep carry theorem really, really well. No spinning, or a little bit of spin, but nothing serious. So yeah, let's talk about it. All right. That's the 4 high-low lights, the Surefire, the Elzetta, the Malkoff, and the Weltool. Which one would you pick? I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.